Brandon Smitley here, BrandonSmitley.com, bringing a training log video with commentary week 1, day 1 of new training block of season 5. Squat training at Elitefts on Friday with Molly Edwards and a few other people. Back into training after the IPA meet. Took a week off and did some bodybuilding-like stuff, and then decided to jump back into some powerlifting training, considering I'm going to plan to do the XPC finals. So today's main max effort stuff was squatting against 3 chains on each side with the buffalo bar. Worked up to 345 for a triple. Probably could have pushed a little bit more, but considering it's first week back, I kind of left a little bit in me, and then hit some back down sets of 5 and 8, and then kind of moved on from there, mixing up training just a little bit from what I had been doing. Going to be squatting a little bit more and deadlifting a little bit less frequently, but still doing hinging patterns to keep the deadlift moving, but just the actual deadlift itself is tending to work better with less frequency compared to the other lifts, so I'll probably end up hitting heavier squats more often, and then hitting heavy deadlifts every now and then. Moved on to some front-loaded safety squat bar step-ups up to a heavy set of 10 on each leg, and getting video bombed by Renee and Hannah. They did a pretty good job, I'll give them that. These really sucked, considering the bar weight wasn't even 100 pounds, and my glutes and hamstrings were feeling it. So idea here though was to help prevent me from pitching forward so much, to get some upper back work as well, while still building my quads, glutes, and hamstrings from a single leg fashion. So usually I would have followed this up with like an actual squat movement, but kind of like I said, kind of changing things up a little bit. Considering I'll technically be squatting a little bit more frequently, I can pull some of those squat variations away from the actual main day and jump into a little bit heavier accessory work that's not going to beat me up near as bad. So it's still going to all work out about the same, but just a little bit different stuff and methodology that I'm getting here. And then my hinge movement was the snatch grip deadlifts off the back extension or the glute ham hyper. Just sets of 10, and then threw a band on to make it a little bit tougher. I didn't feel like stripping the weights out all the way to the end with this bar, so this did a good job of getting my glutes and hamstrings. That's something I need to work on specifically for my squat and deadlift a little bit more. So really hammering those. You'll see that a lot more often, and a lot less direct quad work. Still going to be some, but not near as much. Then went to some glute ham raises, 3 sets of basically near failure, pretty close to it. The end's technically elevated, but I didn't really count as that because it wasn't this huge elevation. It's what I'm used to, but still overall really good after all that other work that I did. My glutes and hamstrings were already fried. So then went some abs, more of a flexion based day. Still getting some anti-rotation though, considering it's offsetted with one side with the kettlebell, so kind of a little bit of a hybrid movement, but I found that my abs need to get trained more, so I'll be probably training my abs close to 4 days a week as opposed to 2, so the actual overall volume on each session is probably going to drop a little bit, but the frequency will be able to stimulate it more. So, and then I followed this up with some reverse hypers for 3 sets of 30, really just some blood flow work and kind of get my body back into a little bit more shape. But that's all I had. Thanks for checking in. Keep up with all my stuff over on elitefts.com.